The Pistons not going to matter on Judgment Day.
The Lord is not going to say on Judgment Day, what's the updated score? What's the score of the Detroit Pistons? Jesus is not going to say that on Judgment Day.
All right, man. Jaden Ivey said the Pistons not going to matter on Judgment Day. He told another fan that you a sinner and don't matter what you said. Something like that. I don't know what's going on with Buddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with Buddy. I know he was talking about he ain't the same player. I mean, just before the injury, I feel like people didn't think him and Cade was going to work together. And I think Terage and Langdon, even when they started to compliment each other, I just didn't think Terage and Langdon liked the idea of it. Am I lying? I feel it's like people didn't want them to play together. And in the powers that be, or just the universe didn't either, you know what I'm saying? Boy, one getting injured, one being healthy, one getting injured. And when he started to play really, really well with Cade, I mean, he got injured. And that gave the Pistons a way out to get rid of him. I mean, I make that a similarity or a comparison to when Brandon Jennings went down. Even though the Pistons was on running on all cylinders when Brandon Jennings was running the show, Stan Van Gundy couldn't wait to get rid of Brandon Jennings. Because as soon as Brandon Jennings went down, he went out there and got Reggie Jackson. I'm like, what are you thinking? Reggie Jackson was 2-pack of ass. And for their own, the team would have been screwed. Stan Van Gundy didn't know talent, bro. Stan Van Gundy didn't know talent. You know, they had this was kind of during that era when they started pushing for the scoring lead guards. Brandon Jennings had the Pistons humming. I think Brandon Jennings was going to go down as damn near a legendary Detroit Piston. He was playing so well here, man. He was playing a great mix of facilitating, making people better. He started to come into his own. He made people better, and he was getting buckets. Like, we was playing really, really well with him at the lead guard. You know, when he went down, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And they got Reggie Jackson. I'm just looking like, man, that dude ain't no good, and I was right. I don't know what Stan Van Gundy was thinking when it came to getting Reggie Jackson, when it came picking Luke Kennard over Devin Booker or Devon Mitchell. I think it was Devon Mitchell. I don't know what he was thinking. I just really don't. But with Jaden Ivey, I mean, you giving yourself a year from an injury like that, man. Give yourself 2 years. Give yourself 2 years. You know, but you got to remember, a lot of these dudes ain't never faced no adversity, bro. The children of today, you know, they ain't faced no adversity. They've been shielded from everything. You know, they've been shielded. So when they go through adversity, they ain't really never had to go through nothing. So they don't know how to persevere. They don't know it's going to be all right. They don't know what's a plan. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be so religious, you know, God got a plan. You know? And I feel it's a certain type of way, you know, and you feel like you should be part of the unit. You know, I feel him. You know, you left a situation where, and that's the thing about it, like when you're not their guy, when they didn't pick you, and, you know, it's hard because when people take over, regardless if it's a perfect running company, people want to put their own imprint on the company. People want to put their own input on the company. I don't say that over and over again. Even if it means destroying it, they'd rather destroy it than let it run perfect without their input. They feel like they just got to do something. You could buy your mother the perfect house. Oh, it's the perfect house. Oh, I don't want this and that. They just feel like people just got to feel like they have to put their imprint on something. So I don't think they wanted that duel to work out between Ivy and Cade. I think they've been wanting to get rid of Ivy. Just keeping it real. So that injury gave him the out to get rid of. I mean, he shot the ball a lot better, but we just didn't have time to work him into the rotation. Like, okay, but then your moves show y'all ain't rushing. You know what I'm saying? They moves show they not rushing, right? Because if you ain't going out there being proactive to go get a player to put you over the hump, how couldn't you, have time to wait on Jaden Ivey, but you give Karis LeVert every opportunity there is? See, that be the bullshit. That I agree. That be the bullshit. I would 100% agree. That be the bullshit. Oh my goodness, bro. Jesus. That be the bullshit. They'll tell you one thing, but they actually show you another thing. And that's what mess people up sometimes. That's what mess people up. Damn, some big ass tires. Or them tubes. Yeah, them tubes. Plastic. Oh, damn. But real talk, that's what it really be. And that confuse a lot of people who don't understand business. I was watching the clip Charlie Villanueva. He been making a podcast round, which, he the new flavor of this year so far. And he basically said Toronto promised they wasn't going to trade him. You are a guy. He said 24 hours later, I was traded. People still trust what people say. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust nothing that nobody say, bro. People lie to lie. People lie to lie. So what he going through, bro, you just a business. You got a contract coming up. Your body ain't the same. You're going to have to take less money. You know what I'm saying? But give it about 2 years. Give it about 2 years. You see a team that you felt like, you was going to have a lot of success with, and the new regime come in and they get rid of you. You playing well. You shoot. They need a shooter. You improved your shot. And you like, well, they don't have time to develop me. And he could have been doing this crazy shit in the Piston locker room. Maybe another reason why he didn't get on the floor. He could have been on that weird shit in the locker room. That might be another reason why he didn't get on the floor. But yeah, when you don't have to no offense, but in this generation, we used to have to get chased by dogs. We was getting chased by the cops. We was playing ding dong ditch and shit. We was getting into shit where we had to get ourselves out of it so our parents wouldn't find out. You know what I'm saying? We was, you know what I'm saying? That's what we was on. We had to deal with adversity. And that's the number one thing about kicking your kids out the house and go play outside. It taught you how to survive, especially the boys. Girls, you got to watch them a little bit more, especially the boys. It taught us how to survive. It taught us how to use critical thinking skills. It taught you how to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like when you first get to walk home from school or go to the bus by yourself or catch the city bus back home. When I was in high school, before I had a whip, we was catching the city bus. Man, that was some of the best times we ever had, bro. Getting out of games and having to use our bus card before 9 o'clock. The bus drivers was cool about it though. You know what I'm saying? We never went straight home after school. Bro, man. Those was great times. We got in a lot of trouble, had a lot of fun, but it was kind of a rites of passage of how to be a man and how, to figure stuff out. We used to walk to Rouge Pool. You know what I'm saying? We used to get chased by dogs and shit. We all types of stuff. Stuck at Fairlane Mall, had to walk back to somebody come pick us up. Come on, man. That really taught us independence and how critical thinking skills and how to get us out of different stuff. And a lot of this generation, they ain't built like that. They ain't built like that. Because you coddled them or you gave them a tablet or, come on, baby, get over. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers is retarded, bro. Yes, you could have been got over. But yeah, it taught us that, man. A lot of these dudes was coddled. You held their hand. When they go through adversity, they crumble, bro, or they don't know how to deal with it. And this is he gonna survive this, and this gonna make him stronger. But I know he look at Karis LeVert like, man, they get this sloppy sucker all these opportunities. I couldn't get none. He ain't did shit all year. You see an undrafted guy like Dennis Jenkins getting burned. That's gonna fuck with your head, bro. That's gonna fuck with your, I'm telling you, that's gonna mess with your head. Then you're gonna start questioning, am I in there? Nah, you will be the same. And if you're not the same, you just gotta pivot. You just gotta change your game. You know, Antonio McDyess went through the same thing. Antonio McDyess, one of the best players in the league when he was in Denver. Fucked his knee up, had to become something different. You know? So, but that's all I had to say, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Everything is out the link tree. Say find me everywhere. Peace.